learned about the GUI of our 3ds Max software. Now we are going to explore more uh, in the tools. So you know that how to maximize a viewport, and currently I am at this perspective viewport, and I will be pressing Alt W in my keyboard, and that is maximized. Okay, and suppose your screen is not zoomed, so press Z enter so that everything will fall into this screen. So Z is the shortcut for zoom extent. Now, I hope what task I have given to you, you all have explored all these standard primitives by changing all the parameters, combining all the parameters with each other. I hope you have explored it. If you haven't explored it, please explore. That will give you better idea if you want to work with this software proficiently, right? So that is really important. And if you have explored it, please at the last end of this class, please show me some skills or some ideas which you have gathered by changing all the parameters and combining all the parameters in these standard primitives. Okay, so now let me start that here I'm taking this box or any option in this standard primitives. Okay, so you can take the cylinder as well. And here I'm creating it. So how I'm doing it? Here I have the center option, and then I will be clicking to define the center first. And after that, based on the movement of my mouse and the distance from the center, the radius will be defined. And then release your mouse and drag it towards the up or down to provide the height. If you are providing the height in minus direction, so it will look like this. And if you are providing the height in the positive direction, so it will look like this. Okay. And here you can see that I'm still in the creation mode. And if I right click, so I'll be out of this creation mode. Okay. And right now, nothing is selected, as you can see. But when it is selected, and no such tool is activated, only this one select object is currently there. So that's why this is only showing you this coordinate. Okay, coordinate of this object. And if you want to rotate your screen around this model, so press Alt and your mouse middle button and move it. So currently here, the coordinate system is world coordinate system. So as per the world coordinate system, the object coordinate system is also created. So here it is showing you the X positive, Y positive, and Z positive direction. All right. Now I have the move option, rotate option, and scale option here to transform this object. What are the shortcut keys for move, rotate, and scale? W is the shortcut for move. If I press W, so after selecting this object, I can uh, move this object in this three axis, right? And in any plane, X, Y, or X, Z, or ZX plane, I can move this and I can reposition it. Okay. And the shortcut for rotate is E, and the shortcut for scale is R. I'll be exploring all these three transformation tools. But before that, let me show you this coordinates also. The coordinate of these objects are shown here, as you can see. So currently the X position is minus 0, a 0.046 millimeter, and for the y is minus 0.511 mm. Okay, so from this origin it is calculated, and there you can see this is the origin. So the grid is available, and the G is the shortcut for grid. Okay, now if you want to place, the 0,0 or at the origin, so then you don't need to just press 0 here. If you right click, so it will be 0. If you right click, it will be 0, and it is perfectly positioned at the origin now. Okay, so this is the shortest way to uh, provide the 0 value here. But if you want to put any other value, so for that you have to type, or you have that plus or minus keys to change the values. Okay, so with this coordinate values, you can move it also. So if I provide 500 and enter, and that is currently moved 500 mm in the x direction. Okay, 200, and in the y direction also 100. So this way also I can move it precisely. There is other way also. There is another way. So for that we have F12. After selecting your object with the move tool, if you press F12, F12 is the shortcut for transform type in window, and this transform type in window will be applicable for move, rotate, and scale. So currently you can see this is move transform type in window, as because the move tool is selected with this transform type in window. If I select this rotate, so here you can see that is showing rotate transform type in window, correct? Similarly, if you select scale, it will show you scale transform type in window, and with the precise value you can transform your objects with the help of these three transforming tools. Now, how you can transform with the help of this transform type in window. So here we have two type of values, that is absolute and that is world. So absolute values will be calculated from the origin, that is your 0,0,0, right? From the origin it will be transformed, right? So currently here you can see that it is showing you x 100, y 100, right? And what is the offset? Offset is calculated from the previous value. So it after putting the value in this offset section, you will see that this total value gets updated. So it will always show you the total value which is calculated from the 0. But if you put the offset value, which will calculate the value from the previous value, but at the last end you will only see the absolute value or the total value which is calculated from the 0. Okay, so now let me show you that if I add anything in the y section, let me show you in the y section. So if I provide minus 30, enter, there you can see the total value is showing you 70, right? So from 0, the actual value is right now 70 mm. But when you have placed it in the offset section, so the value calculated and the final value is, so the value is calculated from the previous value, and the final value which is showing you 70 mm, that is being calculated from the 0. Okay, so this is how we can change it. We can transform it with the help of transform type in window. Now E for rotate. So for that also you have this 3 axis. This one is X and this one is your Y, this one is your X, this one is your Y, and this one is your Z. Okay, so around the Z axis it will rotate in this direction, in this manner, and around the Y axis it will rotate in this manner, and around the X axis it will rotate in this manner. Okay, so that is indication by this rotation tool. And here also you can give the precise value like 45 around the x-axis. So you will get this result like this. And as it is a cylinder, so around the z-axis also 45. Here you can see. So this is how. And now we have this scale option. Scale. Scale has also 3 other options. Totally, we have 3 options. So right now the default is uniform scale. And if you hold your left click, it will open up. How to open up this? Hold your left click on this scale tool. Okay, so first option is your uniform scale, that is the default option. Then second one is your non-uniform scale, and the third option is squash. Okay, so let me show you the uniform and then select it. And here, if you place your mouse and hold the left click and then drag it upward or downward. If you go upward, so you will be scaling up, and if you go downward, you will be scaling down. As simple as that. Okay, like this. Okay, and also you can use your transform type in. All right. So for that you have this F12, and currently the 100 that is uh, at the original stage. So if you make it 150, so you will be adding 50%, means in the X direction, you will be scaling it 50% up. Okay. All right. And also the Y direction. Okay. All right. Now, if you go for this, so if you go for 200, enter, and here you can see that it's been added, right? And in the offset, it's showing you only one value because you have selected the uniform. So it will be uniformly scaled. Okay. So let me do the Control Z option. And here it is scaled. And also with the uniform scale, you can perform the non-uniform scale option. So for that, if you place your mouse on any particular axis, so when you are placing your mouse on any particular axis, you see that is being highlighted with the yellow color. So that means it is uh, about to be done. Okay, this way. So you see that when I'm scaling it, when I'm scaling it in the y direction, it's getting scaled like this way, right? But suppose, what if I don't want to scale like that? What if I scale in the same orientation the object is right now? So how can I do that? So for that, I need to change the coordinate, correct? Because right now the coordinate is set to world coordinate system. And as per the world coordinate system, the coordinates or the axis are aligned. So I need to change from here. So here I have this local option. So the object which will be selected as per its alignment, the coordinate system will adopt itself. Okay, as per the object, it will be adopted. So now if I want to scale it in this direction, now I can do it, right? Without changing its orientation. Now I can do it. Okay, so this is the process. If you don't want to change the orientation, but according to its, you want to apply the coordinate values. Okay, you want to transform the objects. So for that, we have this option, and we have other options like view. So as per the view, it will be set. So here you can see, if I choose this object, so as per, this is the perspective view. As per the view, it is set. So if you go for Alt W, I mean minimizing, and here if I select, and now if I selecting it, now you see that it's showing you the coordinate like this, and here it's showing you the coordinate as per the view, as per the left view, and here it's showing you as per the left view, right? So that's the thing. So select, which here in this selected view, it's showing you XY, and here it's showing you XZ, as because this is the top, and here it's showing you ZY. As per the view, it will show you. All right. Now, if I choose the screen, so as per the screen, it will be selected. So right now you have selected this perspective view. Okay, so as per this, the Z will always point towards the screen. So that is the meaning of the screen. So whenever you select the screen option, as per the screen, so no matter wherever you just, it will always. So if you rotate, it will again be all right. Next, we have the world coordinate system, and these are not that much of important. So you just know about this option and about the pick option. So if you pick any object, as per the object, it will be aligned. So and it will be applicable for all the other objects as well. So even for this one, so what was happening for the local, which one you are selecting it as per that object, you are getting this coordinate, right? Right now I'm selecting this as per this object alignment, I'm getting the coordinates. But if you choose the pick option, so as per this one, you will also get the coordinate for this object. So for all the other object, you will get the same coordinate as per your picked object. Okay. So right now let's set it to world coordinate, and let me maximize the screen. Now let me show you about the non-uniform scale. Just hold your left click and select non-uniform scale. And now you see that nothing is yellow highlighted, but with the non-uniform scale also you can do perform the uniform scale option. If you place your mouse at the middle, so then all the axes will be selected, and as per that all the planes will be selected so that it can be performed uniformly, and you can see that uniform scale will be done. Okay. So here you can see that I have performed the scaling like 150, 150. So all are equal. I'm just giving it a round value. Now I want to share one more thing that may shock you, that even after changing the scaling factor, your length, width, height will not get affected. Let me show you. Okay. See, um, so let me show you that when I'm scaling it up, you see, when I'm scaling it up, the values are same. Okay, so how 3ds Max work? Here, it will not affect the original length, width, and height. If you scale, it will multiply and it will show you the result. But in terms of parameter values, it will remain the same. As because 3ds Max calculate this, that original parameters will remain same and the scaling factor will be shown also, and in this way you can calculate. So that is the thing. So this is 350 and this is also 350. Fine. So these are the things. Now you can non-uniformly scale only in the Z direction. You can scale it. See, only the Z values getting increased or decreased. Similarly, if you select any other axis. Now let me show you about the squash. So for the squash, what will happen? If you scale it up or down in any particular axis direction, so other two axis direction values will be decreased. So if I scale it up towards the Z, the XY values will be decreased. Let me show you. You see, just concentrate on the coordinate values at the bottom of your screen. I'm scaling it up. So Z value is increased, but the other two value is simultaneously decreased. Okay. So in the same proportion from the previous stage to the current stage, how much you have increased. So as per that, it will calculate also from the X previous value, and that much value will be decreased. All right. So this is how it works. Now I have a option where you can apply it better. This teapot. So I have clicked on this position and then I'm dragging it, holding my click to provide the radius value and then release. And as per the segment also, you will have a better, okay, you'll have a better teapot. So let me Okay, so here you can see this kind of effect. And if you make it smooth, so all the faceted part will be smooth. And now if I go for F3 in the wireframe mode, there you can see the changes of your segments. Okay. So here you can give 12 or 16 segments to have smooth surface and press F3 again. Here you can uncheck this body if you don't want that. Handle all its part and the lid, you don't want that. And if you want the handle, you can add the handle only. Now, what you can do with the squash, you can turn it into a vase. Okay. All right. And if you don't need the handle, you can uncheck it. Okay. So this will help you. These transformation tools will help you to change your model, reposition it, or change the orientation. Okay. Now, with the help of this transformation tools, you can create duplicates. You need two or more or watch. So for that, how you can do it? So we have the shift button in our keyboards. If you select any of these transformation tools, accordingly, you can uh, make a duplicate. So with the help of move tool, you can make a duplicate like this way. So holding the shift and clicking on the X and pulling it towards the X positive direction, create a object like this, a duplicate like this. And here we have three options while cloning: copy, instance, and reference. I will discuss about this. Let me give it a name, flower vase, and number of copies to click on OK. The same distance from the previous copies are created. All right, so now you can change the values. Okay, so the copies are the duplicate ones, but there is no link between each other. Okay, now let me duplicate this, but this time I will create instance. Okay, now what is the point? The point is these all are connected with each other, but these are not. These are not connected with each other. Now, what will happen if I change this? This will also change. You see? Okay. But if you want to transform it, so you can transform it individually. So let me select, hold the left click, select the uniform, and you can transform it individually. Okay. But if you are changing the parameters, it will be applicable for all these three instances because they all are linked. So suppose after changing it, you don't want to link it. Okay, you don't want to be linked with this other two. So for that, we have this option, make unique in this modify tab. You have this make unique. So this is right now unique. And if you select it and if you change the parameters, only these two will be changed right now. All right, I hope you understand. Now, let me select it and I will make references. So holding the shift key and this X axis, I'll drag it and release my mouse, and then I will click the reference and give it a name and number of copies, click on OK. Now, in the previous instances, as instances were linked with each other, here also references are linked with each other, but these are the duplicates, right? These are the duplicates, and from this main object, these duplicates are created. So these duplicates are actually dependent on this main object. So if you want to change this object through parameters, you have to change the main object, because this created as a reference, this don't have their own parameters because they are reference objects. Okay. So here you won't get any uh, parameters for these objects. And similarly, you can individually scale it. That's the option that is applicable for all. So that doesn't matter. So here change, that will be changed. Okay. And after that, suppose if you want to make it unique, so you can make it unique. But if you make this main object unique, so after that, there will be no parameters to change, to make changes for these two reference objects, as you can see. So if you make unique, be careful that you don't need to change these parameters further. For that, you have to change it through scale. Okay. So for that, just be careful. All right. I hope you understand. Now, let me show you some more options, some more tools. And here we have snapping tools. Okay. So snapping tools will help you to place your objects at the right location. And it also creates hindrance in 3ds Max. You will came to know after using it. So whenever you need it, only use at that time. Otherwise, don't use it. It also helps and it also create hindrance. So as I want to create a box, as per the grid I want to place a box. So how can I do it? So for that, I need to activate this snap toggle. So this is the tool. The shortcut is S, and here you can see it is highlighted with the blue. And if I choose box, but it's still not showing you the grid intersection points. So for that, right click on it, and this grid points is not selected. So that's why. And for this 3ds Max, if you are particular, so only select that option, because otherwise the other option will be will be snapped. It will move your mouse pointer towards that, so you will not be able to actually highlight the actual snap point, the right snap point. So only select that which you require. And here you have this snap option. Okay, and you can come to this home grid, so and change the grid spacing if you want to change, and if you have any particular values, and as per your grid you want to draw or create any model. So accordingly change the grid spacing. Okay. Okay. Next is box. So let me zoom it. So from this to this. Okay. So as you can see that okay, and then yeah, my mouse is problem. Okay, so this is how I have done it. And now let me change the height. And here also we have the chamfer box option. So if you want to do that, here also you have this chamfer box option. Go to this extended primitives. There you have chamfer box. Okay. So creating these objects are very easy, but using these objects, you can have different shapes. So that you have to just explore. Okay. So like from this end to this end, and then you can have it. Here, if you want to hide this object, here you can hide this selection. Okay. Go for the chamfer box again from this end to this end, and then you need to define the radius. So currently it will snap the grid intersection, and the grid intersection spacing is 10 mm. So as per that, it will take it. Okay. So S is the shortcut for snap toggle. Now I have off it. I will select it, go to this, and I don't need that much of fillet. Fillet will be 2.5. Okay. And the height will be 5 mm. All right. Now let me show you. Alt W to minimize, and I'll select this top view, and Alt W. I'll maximize this one. And right now this wireframe is selected. I need to set wireframes because it will help me to see through this. Okay. And then I have this chamfer cylinder as well. So if you need chamfer cylinder, you can choose that. But I need to select standard primitives for my normal cylinder. And I will go for snap toggle. And on this, I will select it. And now let me do it. Okay, so it has two radius. Sorry, I will not select cylinder. I will select cone. Cone. This point. Okay. Okay. So just basically I have done it, and right click to get out of this creation mode. And don't worry about it. We'll fix it. Okay. So for that, we go to the parameters. So radius 1 is 0, radius and the height is 0. So I will change the side to 32. Okay, that will create a smooth curvature. And cap segments, if you want to provide cap segments, you can provide. So you see cap segments. Okay, and for the height, you can add more segments if it is needed. So I'll add 12, and for the height, I will provide 50 mm, and the radius I will go for 2.5. Let's see, and here I will go for 5, and let me go for 1.5. All right. Uh, this one I can go for 3.5 meter. Okay. Now, yes, for snap toggle. Otherwise, you cannot move your mouse freely. And I will select this viewport and Alt W. And if you want to make duplicates, you can make duplicates at the beginning, or you can make it at the last. So that also depend on you. Let me show it first. So for that, uh, what I'll do, I will just simply activate the snap toggle. I will click on this holding shift, and then I will place it here. Okay. And I will not create it as copy, but I will create it as instance because all will remain same, right? So click on OK. And now what I'll do, I will select this one. Also, all this together holding control. This is already selected, and I will select it holding control, and my snap is on. And then hold shift and then place it here. An instance, click on OK. All right. And right click to get out of this, and Alt W to minimize, select this perspective, Alt W to maximize, and press S to toggle it off, toggle the snap option off. Okay. Now I want to move this up. Okay. So what I can do, I know how much value it is, right? So it is like 50 mm, so I can just move it 50 mm up. Correct. So 50 mm, and what is the height of this? As per that, I need to provide the value. So height is 5 mm. So I need to move it 55. Sorry, not 0.5. 55. Okay. So just a second. Let me check it. 50 mm, and the height is 5, right? Okay. So you just check it from the left view, then you can understand it better. Why is it so? If I select it, you can see that this one is at it, right? Uh, so this one is 50, right? So it will be 50, not 55. Sorry for that. I extra calculated. Yeah, that is right. Okay. So as because that is the bottom. So from that 50 mm here it will be placed. I thought that the coordinate is placed at the top of this. So I miscalculated it. Blue here. Okay. Here it is selected. Or W to maximize. This way you can do it. And here I have more to show you this with the same option, which I have done it with the clone option. Similarly, you can do it with the mirror tool. So here I have this mirror. After selecting this tool, you can go for this mirror and you can choose the transform option. And what is your mirror axis? That is your Y axis. So choose Y and it will be cloned. If you want to just mirror it, the object, then choose no clone and you know what is copy, instance and reference. So here for this purpose, we can choose the instance. Okay, and then put the value. All right. So for that, choose 50 mm in the minus direction. Okay, minus direction. 50 or 45 or 40. That will be 40. Sorry. Right. So this way also you can do it. You can mirror it. Okay. All right. Now, if I go for this teapot, and if I create a teapot, and choose the handle, spout, lid, all these things, and that will be 8 mm. Let me create another teapot. That will be 6 mm. Okay, and for that I don't need the spout. Let me go for it. I don't need the lead. Just uncheck it. Lead, I don't need the spout. Okay, I will make it. So this is done. Now, let me tell you one more thing that when you are creating with the center and the bottom surface is your minimum where when you start, where you start, there is all the values are minimum. You have zero values, right? And at the top, you have all the values, correct? So there, all the coordinates get the maximum value. So your top is your maximum. All right. Now, if I want to place on the top of this table, how can I place it perfectly? So for that, we have this align option. So select this object and choose align and then select that object on which you want to place it or with which you want to align it. So select that. Okay. So now you have to identify what are the coordinates which you want to align first. So first I will align the X and Y position. Okay. First I will align X, Y position, then I will go for Z. Or first I can align the Z position, then I can go for X and Y. Okay. So let's match the Z first. Okay. So what I'll do, I will, which one is your current object? So current object and this is your target object. So target object maximum. sorry, target object. This is your target object, the target object maximum, and the current object minimum. Yeah, that is right. And click on apply. Okay. And let me see. Okay. Yeah. So this is right now aligned. Okay. And again on this. So X and Y. I will align X and Y. Then only it will match the position X and Y. And now I need to match with the center and the center. If I want to place on the center. Okay. So XY position, center and the center. Okay. Click apply or OK. Right. Perfect. Similarly, you can do this. Go for align. Then choose your select the object first. Go for align. Then select the target object. Okay. And first you can go for X or Y. Or if you want to align the X first, you can go X and then apply. Okay. Don't press OK. When you want to finalize, then only go for OK. If you want to reapply after applying one alignment, you want to reapply, then go for apply and then again apply. Then when you have finalized, just press OK. Okay. So similarly, we will do that. So X, Y, and Z. And first, what we'll do, we'll match the Z. So the bottom is your minimum. Okay, so the current object minimum, and this is the target object maximum, right? Okay, fine. Then click on apply. Then X and Y at the center. Okay, at the center. And your pivot, this is your pivot point. And if your pivot point, if you want to match the pivot, so that also you can match the pivot. And click on OK. And then I will just move it the double of this radius, that was 8 in the Y direction. So I will move it 20 mm. So 20 mm in the minus direction also you can move, or in the positive direction. So this way we will place it. Okay, perfectly. Minus 10. So that will create problem. So 16 is needed minimum. Right. I hope you understand up to this. So if you have anything to ask, you can go for it. Isn't there any question? So if there is no question, so I can conclude the class here.
So what is the difference between sphere and geosphere?
Yeah, that is a good question. What is sphere? Sphere is a, I can say, that is a concrete shape, right? In the concrete volume, in the in each axis, you have the 360 direction, and you have the concrete volume in a particular shape, that is circular shape. The circular shape get the volume. Okay, but for the geosphere, you are giving it a sphere-like shape, but with you can put different shapes. put different shapes to get that volume.
Is it
Okay.
like creating a geodesic dome?
Yeah, you can understand like that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
ओके मैं अगर हिंदी हिंदी में बोल सकता हूँ।
हाँ, बोलिए।
हाँ मैं एकदम लेमैन लैंग्वेज में आपको एक बेटर एग्जांपल देता हूँ। सपोज मान लीजिए आपने एक गुब्बारा लिया जिसका शेप एकदम स्फीयर के फॉर्म में है, ठीक है। और उसके आउटसाइड में आप बाहर से कागज का कोई भी शेप, ट्रायंगुलर रेक्टेंगुलर शेप में उसको चारों तरफ से कवर कर देते हैं, ठीक है। और फिर आप क्या करते हैं, गुब्बारे को फोड़ देते हैं। फिर आपको क्या मिलता है, वो कागज के शेप का जो इतने सारे फॉर्म के शेप को आपको एक स्फीयर के फॉर्म में मिलता है ना, तो उसको आप जियोस्फीयर बोल सकते हैं।
हाँ, ठीक है सर।
और आप अगर एक बॉल लेते हैं और उसको आप रस्सी से लपेटते हैं, तो फिर आप किस डायरेक्शन में करते हैं उसको, हर एक एंगल में इन ईच एक्सिस आप 360 रोटेट कर रहे हो उस रस्सी को, और फिर आप उस बॉल को हटा देते हो, तो फिर आपको जो कॉन्क्रीट शेप मिलता है वो है आपका नॉर्मल स्फीयर।
ओके सर।
यस। एनीथिंग एल्स गाइस?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so thank you very much. And just wait for 1 minute, just wait. I will take the attendance. I'm just stopping the recording.